97.3 Citi FM. This is the Citi Prime News. We're broadcasting live from our studio in Accra. This afternoon, minority to boycott Justice Bafuboni's meeting with the Speaker of Parliament, citing attacks on members of the group for criticizing the process in appointing him as Chief Justice.
We recently celebrated the victory of our friends in government, all too soon.
Also coming up, Greater Accra Regional Security Council leads demolition of illegal structures along the Kreshni Lagoon.
Filling all the lagoon. At the end of the day, when it rains, where does it go? It goes into people's house. And so this time around, trust me, we are not going to be soft on them. We are going to be hard.
Also in this bulletin, over 100 health professionals depart Accra for Antigua as part of government's labor exchange program.
We have inherited about 80,000 health professionals, and at every point in time, our budget can absorb a certain proportion of them. And so as government is looking at absorbing some, we are also exploring other avenues outside the country.
And later in politics, ahead of the NPP flag bearer election coming up this Saturday, we take a look at Dr. Brian Achempon's candidacy as he seeks to lead the party into election 2028. All that and more coming up in this edition of the Citi Prime News, which is broadcasting from our studio in Accra. In the Western region, the Citi Prime News is on Premium 100.5 FM, Beach 105.5 FM, and Sky 93.5 FM, all in Takoradi. In the Bono region, the Citi Prime News is on J Live 95.5 FM in Sunyai. In the Bono region, we're on the Ashanti region, we're on Orange FM 107.9 FM in Kumasi, and in the Volta region, we're on Global 1 FM in Ho, and Adanu 107.7 FM in Adakluwaya.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
I am Charles Osukumi. I'm grateful to you for your time this afternoon. Let's begin from Parliament, where the minority has slammed the Chief Justice, Justice Paul Bafuboni, describing him as an intolerant head of the judiciary. The caucus states that its members were attacked following concerns expressed over the processes surrounding his appointment by the president. Addressing journalists, the minority leader Alexander Penyamakin says the caucus will not partake in his scheduled engagement with the Speaker of Parliament today.
That my Lord Bafuboni and his management are all over at the various ministries, including Jubilee. Is he on a thank you tour? Is my Lord Bafuboni on a thank you tour, thanking the government for appointing him as a Chief Justice? And we hear today he is coming to Parliament. We, the minority, don't see him as a tolerant head of the judiciary, because members of the minority came under attack when we criticized the processes leading to his nomination. We will therefore not be part of his thank you talk. If he wants to engage us, our offices are open. He should come and engage us, and we'll let him know things that we find wrong.
Again, the minority caucus has vowed to resist any attempts by the majority caucus to introduce bills under certificates of urgency in the second session of the 9th Parliament. The caucus says the government's presentation of bills under certificates of urgency has often resulted in a lack of proper scrutiny. Minority Leader Alexander Penyamakin says the caucus is committed to delivering on its oversight responsibility as the House resumes proceedings on February 3, 2026.
We promise the people of Ghana that when Parliament commences, reconvenes on the 3rd of February, we are no more going to allow the majority to have it. The majority has turned Parliament into a Parliament of fast track and no scrutiny. A rubber stamp Parliament where everything comes under certificate of urgency. They should be ready to beat us in the chamber. We will resist with all the energy in us. No more certificate of agency. They had their way in the passage of the Gold Board law, the Energy Sector Recovery Levy, the Doomsday Levy. They also introduced its certificate of agency and many more other laws that they pass it through certificate of agency without any scrutiny. We ever sound a caution to the NDC majority. If they are not ready to read, we are ready to read. We all became aware that their 189 only exists in numbers. When it comes to soft people, they can't mark the length of the trousers of the minority.
Well, let's stay with that minority press conference today. The group is demanding an immediate action by the government to restore the state bus fleet to tackle challenges associated with public transport services. This follows the daily challenge faced by commuters in accessing public transport, particularly during rush hours in Accra. Here is the minority leader again, Alexander Fenemakin, reacting to the developments at that media briefing in Parliament.
A serious government will treat our transportation system and immigrant visas as instrument of national survival, not as afterthoughts. This one has managed to trap its own people twice. Stranded at home in endless, dehumanizing transport queues, and stranded behind a new wall of visa restrictions, its diplomacy was too clumsy, too reactive, and too self-satisfied to prevent. The minority, therefore, is calling for immediate, concrete action in the transport sector for an emergency program to restore the state bus fleet and saturate the West Hit corridors with reliable services so that no Ghanaian is left stranded for hours simply trying to get to work or back home.
Now, the minority group also touched on the subject of illegal mining at that press conference. The group says the establishment of the Ghana Gold Board is directly enhancing illegal mining activities, also known as galamsey. The caucus says the Mahama government has failed to demonstrate its commitment to the fight against the canker, with water bodies being polluted since the establishment of the Gold Board. Again, Minority Leader Alexander.
And of course, reports on Sedina Tamakluationu, also in the United States.
So I was about asking you, what solutions or strategies are they proposing? I mean,
that they are always involved in a PR gimmick, looking at the optics rather than the substance. They are interested in short-term gains. And today, we don't know whether the Gold Board makes a distinction between regularly mined gold or an illicit gold. All we know is that they are talking about their success story, the amount of gold or the tons of gold they have purchased. Yet, they fail to tell us whether or not there are measures to fight against illicit gold that are mined through galamsey activities. We are concerned because the future of this country is at stake. And the earlier this government took steps to protect the future of Ghana, the better. Second, we are also concerned about the IMF reported $214 million as of September of 2025. There seems to be some confusion between the Gold Board and the Central Bank.
You heard the voice of Minority Leader Alexander Apenyomaking speaking at a minority media briefing in Parliament today as the House prepares to reconvene in February. Away from Parliament, the Greater Accra Regional Security Council, in collaboration with the National Security and the National Disaster Management Organization, has demolished illegal structures along the Kweshin Lagoon. The exercise is intended to prevent the lagoon from being filled with sand, a situation that often leads to flooding. Speaking to Citi News, the Greater Accra Regional Minister Lindo Klu says owners of the affected structures had been given several notices before the demolition.
In fact, if we should look beyond, the demolition, this is the Kweshin Lagoon. And like you can see, it's still, you can see heap of sand. That is what they do at night. And they are virtually, sealing all the lagoon. At the end of the day, when it rains, where does it go? It goes into people's house and then cause flooding. And then who is being accused? I mean the government. And so this time around, trust me, we are not going to be soft on them. We are going to be hard because we have to make sure that we protect our lagoons. Are you getting me? So for how long are we going to continue like this? I mean, we will not look at personal interests, but we are looking at the larger picture. And so people shouldn't think that, I mean, we are doing this exercise just because we don't like Ghanaians, or I don't know the word to use, but in as much as we love everybody and we want the right thing should be done at the right time, we are not going to tolerate this. I mean, sealing the lagoon, no, that one there is not accepted.
You have the Greater Accra Regional Minister, Linda Oklu. Meanwhile, the Director General of NADMO, Dr. Joseph Koyon, adds that authorities will not allow the interest of a few individuals to override those of the public.
We are here this morning to ensure that our lagoon is sealed. This lagoon has been there, led by our great grandparents to this generation. It's not for us to sit down and allow the lagoon to be extinct. There's a reason why God made this lagoon for us. That's the home of water. When it rains, water should have a place to settle so that it does not interfere with human activities. Today we are taking the homes of water. Where do you want it to go when it comes down from above? It goes into our homes. It swallows me and you. People die out of it. Properties are destroyed. We are saying that we will not watch the interests of the few people who want their own comfort at the detriment of the whole community, at the detriment of the larger population of the country. We will not allow that. It's not only here we are doing it. It's going to be nationwide. Every water body will be protected. The most critical resource in human life is water. We don't respect water. That's what we are telling ourselves. For the first time, let's do the right thing. We are not only demolishing, there will be further activities to ensure that this water body is protected.
Voice of the Director General of the National Disaster Management Organization, Dr. Joseph Koyon. Away from that, over 100 Ghanaian health professionals have left the country under the government's labor exchange program for a 3-year contract in Antigua. The departure ceremony took place earlier today at the Kotoka International Airport. Speaking on the initiative, Health Minister Kwabena Mintah Akando says the program is aimed at reducing the backlog of more than 80,000 unemployed health professionals nationwide.
As part of government intervention to create jobs for especially the health professionals, we are exploring avenues where countries have requested our health professionals to work with them. Today is about Antigua. We are working on Jamaica, Barbados, and Trinidad. And so we'll be doing that in batches. We are here to say goodbye to you, but we'll be following your progress with keen interest. And as you are going, you must be reminded of the fact that you are carrying the flag of Ghana. And therefore, we wish that you go and work with diligence and professionalism. Those of you who are at home watching us, I'm very hopeful that it will get to your turn. Usually, the debate has been the fact that we do not have health workers in our various health facilities, but we are exporting, health workers. That is not it. The availability of health professionals in this country is not a problem. As I have already indicated, we have excess. We have inherited about 80,000 health professionals. But as you all know, we have a country to govern, and at every point in time, our budget can absorb a certain proportion of them.
You heard the voice of Health Minister Kwabena Mintah Akando. Now, the Minister in charge of Special Initiatives, Emmanuel Ejekum, has also assured the public that the selection process was thorough and transparent.
We published that whoever is interested and has got 5 years experience or 3 to 5 years experience should come and apply. They've gone through a rigorous interview. The first interview was conducted locally. The second interview was conducted by the people from Antigua. And we're doing this for the various countries as well.
Usually we have some workers leaving the country and we don't see them return. What is the assurance that these 130, you say people that are leaving, workers, will come back to the country?
They'll definitely come back. I mean, Ghanaians going to work, they'll definitely come back. And they have only 3-year contract. Once they finish, if they want to continue with the contract, they'll renew it. If they don't want, they have to come back home. So they are definitely coming back home. Our idea is to at least exchange skills and at least let them have some kind of experience to bring it back home. So we strongly believe that all these guys going to Antigua will come back to Ghana.
That was the Minister in charge of Special Initiatives, Emmanuel Ejekum. You are still listening to the Citi Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM with me, Charles Osukume. We're broadcasting from our studios in Accra. In the northern region, the news is live on Diamond 93.7 FM in Tamale. In the Upper West region, we're on Westlink 88.1 FM in Laura and Pupeli 92.7 FM in Wa. In the Upper East region, we're on Source 100.1 FM in Boku and Pure 100.5 FM in Navrongo. And in the Northeast region, we're on Scab 101.3 FM in Nankanduri. Still ahead in the bulletin. Ahead of that NPP flag bearer election, we take a look at Dr. Brian Champon's candidacy as he seeks to lead the party into election 2028. We have details in a bit. Please stay with us.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
In Ghanaian parlance, Agrobesa, Efrianopa. To wit, if the festival will be entertaining, it starts from the morning. If 2026 will be amazing, it will very much depend on what we do in January. We bring you the Effective Living Series 2026 on 97.3 Citi FM with different weekly themes. Week 1, know where you want to go. Week 2, develop a plan to get there. Week 3, build capacity to get there. Week 4, take charge and soar. Tune in to 97.3 Citi FM to get a good head start on 2026. The Effective Living Series 2026 airs every weekday in January at 9:15 a.m. prompt, only on 97.3 Citi FM. The Effective Living Series is sponsored by Petra and Hallmark Freight and Consultancy Ghana Limited.
We are gearing up for the trip of a lifetime. Heritage Caravan 2026. From 1st to 8th March 2026, 8 days, 14 regions, 1 legendary caravan. We're touring Ghana in the most spectacular way on the Heritage Caravan, exploring the beauty, history, and stories that make our nation unique. Rolling out from Greater Accra through Eastern and OT, up north to the Northern and Upper East, and all the way to the Western region, hitting iconic destinations across Ghana. The Heritage Caravan 2026 will be fun, educative, refreshing, and most of all, remarkable. Stay connected. Follow Channel 1 TV and 97.3 Citi FM across all social media platforms for updates and join the conversation using the hashtag Heritage Caravan 2026. The Heritage Caravan 2026 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from Citi FM, and it's proudly sponsored by Hollard Insurance, Piva Beverages, Omni Basic Bank, Caveman Watches, Gino, and Didi Shito, and it's supported by Nanes Rice. Heritage Caravan 2026, experience Ghana like never before.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Yeah, welcome back. This is the Citi Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM. I am Charles Osukumi. We now shift attention to the upcoming NPP flag bearer primary. And we begin from the Brian Champon campaign. Dr. Brian Champon's entry into the New Patriotic Party's presidential race has added a new layer of intrigue to the contest as the first-time contender seeks to defy early projections and establish himself as a serious force among the party's 5 aspirants. My colleague Hansen Ajiman has more in this report.
Strength, the C, lies more in belief in oneself than in people's perceptions of who you are. If any of the 5 presidential aspirants embodies this belief, it is Dr. Brani Champon. Written off by many for reasons including his first attempt at the bid and the perception that he's disadvantaged by hailing from the eastern region, the same region as former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, Dr. Champon has nonetheless emerged as a force to reckon with in the race. Though several opinion polls suggest he's not a front-runner, his numbers remain noteworthy. A survey released by Global Info Analytics using its predictive model places Dr. Brani Champon third with 13%, behind Kennedy Japan at 28%, and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who leads with 57%.
I have said from the very beginning that some of these so-called polls are not polls. If they were polls, they will be fake at best. But I see them as psychological operations that are being used to hoodwink delegates into thinking that the tide is on some side, somebody else's side.
Dr. Champon, however, insists he will outperform these predictions.
1st February.
On 1st February, after the elections, we'll bring discipline to the party.
We will restore discipline in our party.
His campaign has been notably frontal, particularly against Dr. Bawumia, whom he has criticized over his performance in the 2024 general election. A former Minister for Food and Agriculture, Dr. Champon, has pledged to place agriculture at the center of his economic transformation agenda. As Member of Parliament for Ebetifi, Dr. Champon has previously claimed he enjoys significant support from some of his parliamentary colleagues. This claim, however, was rebutted by several MPs from the Eastern region who particularly declared their support for Dr. Bawumia. In response, his campaign team has accused some MPs of unfairness, alleging that they accepted monetary support from Dr. Brani Champon. Some of the MPs mentioned have, however, denied that the support came directly from him. A first-time presidential contender, Dr. Champon prides himself on being the first aspirant to tour all 276 constituencies in the race so far and has since commenced a second phase of his campaign.
I am the only candidate who has so far toured all constituencies in Ghana, even though some of the candidates started their campaigns before me.
My colleague Hansen Ajiman filed that report. And in a related development, a former assistant secretary at the office of the former president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, Ibrahim Ejay, has criticized the NPP's presidential aspirant, Kennedy Japan, over his conduct during the signing of the party's peace accord. During the ceremony, Kennedy Japan raised concerns about aspects of the documents, but speaking on Channel 1 TV's Breakfast Daily Show, Ibrahim Ejay says the concerns could have been raised in a more discreet manner.
If indeed that provision, accepting without admitting, or admitting without accepting, was indeed missing, you understand the environment in which you are in. You want to vie for the leadership of the party. As I mentioned some time ago, a kingdom divided can never stand, but a party united for a purpose can never be stopped from winning. And if you have that as part of your political DNA, and you see an omission like that, you can alert people a leadership way, a statesmanship type of way to call NEC, they were there, General Secretary was there, party leaders were also there, and you can call somebody and say, oh, this thing is not there. And it can be done, even in the public glare, it can be done in a way, because you are helping the party by pointing out an omission.
Ibrahim Ejay is a former assistant secretary at the office of former president Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Make sure you stay tuned to Citi FM and Channel 1 TV for the best coverage of that NPP flag bearer election coming up this very Saturday. Away from matters involving the NPP, residents of Bipo-Tinting in the Amansia Central District are living in fear after a clash between police officers and civilians left one person dead and several others injured. The incident occurred on Friday, January 23, when the police seized a firearm from a 15-year-old, triggering a confrontation and subsequent shooting. The Amansia Central District Security Council is currently holding a meeting to deliberate on the matter. Speaking to Citi News, Assembly Member Matthew Kwabla Abuchi urged authorities to expedite investigations.
There's a fear in the system. Why? Because what happened, people might think it is the people living in the community, but those who came and work, they are not living in the community. They came from different community, different region, crossing the Offin River to school community to work. So if something happen like this, who stays somewhere may think the people in the community attack the policemen or the military policemen. Thorough investigation have to be done in the first place. Know the detail of the issue.
Matthew Kwabla Abuchi is Assembly Member for Bipo-Tinting in the Amansia Central District of the Ashanti region. Let's stay in the Ashanti region because the regional branch of the National Security Secretariat will begin an operation in Greater Kumasi to clamp down on commercial transport operators charging illegal fares. The exercise, led by the Ashanti Regional Security Liaison Officer, Captain Retired Kwame Jabari, involves more than 20 security personnel with support from district security units. Speaking to Citi News, Captain Jabari says national security is collaborating with Metro Mass Transit to deploy buses to help ease the situation.
Because during the peak hours, there's demand for the vehicles. The place that charges 10 cedis now says, okay, I'm now going to Okobeng, it's 30 cedis. If you want 10, if you don't want, leave it. It has become a problem. Then the traffic at most of the terminal points are man-created traffic. We are going to help synthesize those traffics. When we speak to our stakeholders in this endeavor, they say we don't have men. Our men are not enough. Necessarily, we have enough men. We can assist them with the curb those problems. That is why it has gotten to a national security level that we have to intervene. So we are speaking to Metro Mass that during the peak hours where there are shortage of vehicles, they should move their Metro Mass buses to those terminals to help ease the traffic so that those who are not getting cars to go home and join the Metro Mass and go to their place. So we are going to partner KMA, we are going to partner the police, control traffic, arrest those who are charging illegal fares, and ensure there's sanctity within the bus terminals within the metropolis.
Is it going to be only in the evenings or in the mornings where people are going to their various...
We are starting it today, so we are going to do evenings and early mornings now. And we are starting today in the evening.
That was the Ashanti Regional Security Liaison Officer, Captain Retired Kwame Jabari. And finally, Citi FM and Channel 1 TV have unveiled sponsors for the 10th anniversary of the Heritage Caravan, Ghana's flagship culture and tourism tour. The sponsors for this year's edition are Hollard Insurance, Omnibasic Bank, Nana's Rice, Piva Beverages, Caveman Watches, Didi Shito, and Gino. The tour is scheduled for March 1 to March 8. Speaking on the Citi Breakfast Show, Head of Events and Partnerships, Frema Dunyami, thanked the sponsors, saying their support will enhance the overall experience.
And we are very excited and very delighted to unveil our sponsors. You've rightly mentioned that a caravan is very expensive, so we subsidize it highly. And we have these sponsors who come in to ensure that we give the experience that we promise our patrons. And so, coming on board once again, you know, we have some sponsors who keep coming over and over and over again, and we really do appreciate this. These sponsors, we don't take things for granted. Our first sponsor is Hollard Insurance.
We also have, again, this is in no particular order, but a round of applause for Omnibasic Bank.
The Choba experience, you know, was sponsored by GB Foods. This year they are on with Didi Shito. Didi Shito for the first time, ladies and gentlemen. We are excited to announce the coming on board of Nana's Rice.
We have the almighty Piva beverages.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
For the first time, ladies and gentlemen, we are excited to announce the coming of board of Caveman Watches.
Wow.
Caveman.
Yeah, man. That's a surprise.
Yeah, it is.
It's
It
a
is.
pleasant one indeed. Is there any more space for people?
As in sponsors?
No, for participants.
2027.
You heard the head of events and partnerships here at Citi FM and Channel 1 TV, Frema Edunyame. And in this edition of the City Prime News, which has been live from our studio in Accra. For more news, log on to our website, citynewsroom.com. I'm Charles Osukumi. Thank you for your time.
City News. We speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302 224959 and get interactive on Facebook, City 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at City 973.